All right, let me move to some foreign policy issues. Here was the president yesterday on the White House South Lawn talking about the potential withdrawal of troops in Syria. Take a listen.
In 2 years, we've, I guess, reduced it to about 99% of the territorial caliphate. We're killing ISIS for Russia, for Iran, for Syria, for Iraq, for a lot of other places. At some point, you want to bring our people back home.
I know you have met, you've been to the White House to talk about your concerns about too quick of a pullout there. Does that make you feel better, or does that sound like a president that still wants to move a little faster on this pullout than you do?
Look, I think what's very important to recognize is that we have to make sure that we finish the job. And if you look at the mistakes...
So 99% in your mind is not finishing the job?
It's not. If you look at the mistakes that Barack Obama made when he pulled out of Iraq precipitously, when he declared the war ended, and the war certainly wasn't ended, and we end up with chaos in the aftermath. In a place like Syria, what our special operations forces are doing there is crucially important in order to be able to provide air support, some artillery support. We've got to ensure that ISIS is destroyed, because if you walk away before they're destroyed, then they have the ability to create safe havens to launch attacks against us again.
But you know what some will say? There's always an ISIS. There's always an Al-Qaeda. They're just going to change their name. So it means we're always going to be there. What do you say to folks that think that no matter, that your definition means we're always going to have troops in the Middle East?
We have to fight them there so they don't fight us here. And the definition of victory in the Middle East, the definition of victory in Afghanistan, in Syria, is that we don't have another 9/11. So we've got to recognize that the kind of enemy that we're facing can, with very little territory, very little resources, have bases from which they can plot and plan and launch attacks. And we have an obligation to make sure they don't do that.